I will not sit up in the nosebleeds. I will not stop until they know me. I want you all to listen closely before I motherfucking proceed. Yeah, when you're grinding on the low key and they're complacent with their own needs, don't ever stop, just keep on going. You keep on working, keep on growing. Yeah. I've never felt so alive. Keep working until
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan back at it with another podcast, aka The Booking Show, the show that everybody loves. Of course, it's all about AEW Revolution tonight and Sting's last match. That is right. We are on the road.
Sting.
I know.
Come on,
I'm sad
Sting, stay
too,
with
man.
us.
Sad. Sting is unfortunately leaving professional wrestling. His retirement match is at Revolution. I will be there with a very heavy heart, myself, Asa, and Kay from No Bones About Wrestling. So, of course, if you see us there at the show, do not be afraid to come by and say hi. We will definitely love to see all of you awesome, awesome people. But nonetheless, we have to do it. It is the booking show of AEW Revolution. And let's get to the amazing guests of the show. None other than Julia Hart's husband himself, my guy, Wolf. How are you, buddy? What's going on?
I'm all right. I'm getting by. I'm ready for Revolution. It's all looking good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited. I am very excited as well. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the leader of the Liv Morgan Club, my guy, kicking it with Leo himself. Leo, how are you, buddy?
I was good until you said the leader of that movement.
That's a
I don't
good
want
club.
nothing to do
That's
with
a good club. She's a good girl.
very
That
toxic
movement
club.
on Twitter
Very
now?
toxic
No.
club.
Well, listen, it's the
I don't
wrestling
wanna-
community.
I
Wrestling
could be a-
community has always been toxic. You know what I mean? Like, we've always been fucking wild. So
I don't want to be
I'm
part
not-
of that
I
toxicity.
wouldn't worry too much about what's happening over there.
Uh,
But
I'm excited. I
Accusation.
mean, no,
Sorry.
I'm very excited. I mean, Revolution's coming up. I mean, it's a great start to kick off the year as far as wrestling goes on the AEW side of things. Looking forward to what they got to bring towards this. I know it's going to be a really long show. Hopefully that this time around they kind of start off on the right foot and not have 15, 16 matches on the card, and we're up to like literally 1 a.m. But I'm very excited nonetheless. I really do think they're going to give us some great in-ring action, some great storytelling. So I'm very excited.
I hope we're up to 1 a.m. I'll be there. I hope we're up to 1 a.m.
Well, of course you would.
Yeah, well, that's me. But of course, to round out the guest list, it is none other than the Canadian heartthrob, TV sensation, going across the bars nationwide. My guy, Willie from Willie Does Wrestling. What's up, buddy? How are you?
It's been a roller coaster the past few weeks, but I'm very excited to be here once again and talk some Revolution. The card is looking very good. I will say that.
Oh, yeah. Liar.
And yeah, no, like I hope that there's not 10, 15 matches. The card looks already good as it is. They don't need to book any more bullshit. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to talk Revolution. Very excited to watch it. Of course, Sting's last match. And I'm very excited. So let's do this.
Yeah, we have, of course, a lot of tissues on hand for Sting's last match because it is going to be a sad one. Tomorrow is Sting's last Dynamite of the AEW reign that he has. I'm so sad to see him come and go, but nonetheless,
Still feels weird saying that. Still feels
it does. I don't think any of us
hard.
are going to get used to it like very quickly, but nonetheless, we have a great show for you right here. This booking show is all about what matches we're so excited for, what matches we hope to get still from, of course, this week that's coming up, and well as any matches in particular we maybe would want to change. Maybe we would not put them on the main card. Maybe we put them on the pre-show. Maybe we add another show to the pre-show. Maybe we delete the pre-show. You know what I mean? Or what we could maybe add to the main card, and so much more. So, of course, this is going to be what's up. Of course, just laying down. What's going on, buddy? How are you, man? I'll be there Sunday. Yeah. So, what's really funny, all right, and I have to say this now. So, I had this amazing guy just laying down. Of course, if you haven't watched our podcast interview here on YouTube or listened to it over on audio on Spotify and everything, we talked about Revolution. And what's so funny enough, we're talking off air, and we both are like, yeah, we're. He's like, yeah, I'll be at Revolution. I said, oh shit, I'm going too. We're leaving at the same airport at the same time to the same location on the same day. It is
Same flight?
absolutely wild. Yes, it's so funny, and I'm so excited. I hope I get to run into him before the plane leaves. But nonetheless, it's going to be an absolute amazing time, and I'm very excited to be in North Carolina, visiting some friends, and of course, hanging out. We are going to be at Greensboro Colloseum. Yeah, I do think we have like a half an hour difference between the two of us. Like my flight is at 8 a.m. and I forgot what yours was, but whatever it is, I'm just happy we're both going. If we see each other, we see each other. If we don't, we better link up at least Revolution. That's all I have to say to you. Because if not, I'm going to be blowing your phone up all day on Sunday for that high five. But nonetheless, let's get into the show. Let's get into what we're going to be doing. We are going to be booking AEW Revolution. And of course, we're going to start off with one match that has a lot of people talking about what kind of direction this could go if Roderick Strong does become the new international champion. Does that mean that the Undisputed Kingdom could start raking in the gold, kind of like Judgment Day, and just start carrying all the champions like Kenny Omega? Or is this another easy win for the OC? Wolf, we'll start with you, buddy. Do you think this is an easy win for the OC, or do you see Roderick Strong actually coming out on top as our new international champion?
It's not going to be an easy win for OC. It is absolutely not going to be easy in the slightest, especially with the numbers game. We have Matt Taven, Mike Bennett there with Roderick Strong, and I do believe now it is time to move on from Orange Cassidy as international champion and drop it to Roderick Strong.
Wow.
I honestly do believe another like I mean there is also something I would love to see possibly happen with a bit of bias involved because God, I miss him dearly. Maybe Matt and Mike get ejected and then Kyle O'Reilly comes back and helps Roddy win.
Wow. That's some fantasy booking right there. So you're saying it's time for OC
It's time
to
for
drop.
Roddy to win. It's time for OC to drop the belt.
Wow. Okay.
I think
I
we
like that.
had a nice time with OC. The first reign was incredible. The second reign was figuring stuff out or figuring where to go from there because we had a bit of a curse with the international belt with both Moxley and Ray Phoenix getting injured.
That's
Seems like I was worried that like the international belt was gonna be like everyone gets injured. Hoping Roddy doesn't deal with that, but yeah. I'm hoping for the best. So yeah, I do think Roddy should win here.
Okay. I like it. Leo, do you agree with what Wolf is saying? Is this the way we should be booking the show of having OC drop the belt? It's been a long reign. It's time to let go and let Roderick Strong take at the helm the international championship and possibly have Kyle O'Reilly debut and join the
Return.
Undisputed Kingdom. Talk to me. What is your idea for this?
I really do think when you think about it, I mean, Orange Cassidy, he is one of the very best in AEW. I feel like I do think he should realistically drop that belt. I really feel like with the work he's been putting in and the match quality he's been putting in over the last couple of months or so, I really think it's about time you kind of propel him up the card a bit and kind of throw him into that AEW world title picture. In all honesty, like seeing him possibly go up against Samoa Joe could be an interesting match that they could possibly put on. Do I think he's going to drop it here? I do think it's all the possibility in the world to do so, but I might play devil's advocate here as far as the fantasy booking side of things goes. I say if we're talking fantasy booking, Orange Cassidy retains. You know why? Because one guy is going to come back and screw it all up. A guy that with a vengeance, a guy that has an axe to ground with each and every one of them. A returning MJF returns to screw over the kingdom.
MJF returns at Revolution
to return.
That's a hot take.
This is part one of the redemption story. He causes Roderick Strong that title, and he goes after straight for Adam Cole, pushes him out that wheelchair, and starts wailing on him with the chair and a kendo stick, all rolled in one. Puts him right back in the emergency room.
The scarf comes back on.
The scarf comes back on for that one. I'll tell you that. And I tell you now, if you're at Revolution and you see me, you know I'm going to be dressed down to the scarfadellis as MJF Jr. Absolutely. So make sure you tune in. But Leo, I like it. I like it. Listen, I also would love to see our tribal chief of Long Island come back. Not that Rachel Reigns, Robin Reigns over there. We only support the one guy, the real wrestler.
No, you go like this and then you.
Yeah, no, not that schmuck either. No, not that schmuck either. We kissed the pinky ring on that one. We are going to, of course, talk about MJF, but I love it. I think it's a great idea. Willie, it's your turn to step up to the plate. Do you have another take that's bigger than MJF return? Do you think Roderick is going to retain the idea of possibly being the brand new international champion? Or do you believe, in your heart of hearts, that the OC will still be the champ?
Well, I don't have a take much bolder than an MJF comeback. I mean, like that is a very bold prediction, but I do like it. I do like it. I definitely think it is indeed time for Roddy to win the international championship. And yeah, it might be a bit of a bias because I would love to see Roddy as a champion once again. I feel like he's been in AEW long enough to warrant a title reign, and not anything against Orange Cassidy. Man is amazing in the ring. He's an amazing entertainer, but I feel like he's overstayed his welcome. I felt like he shouldn't have become a two-time champion, but given the circumstances, I do understand why he became the champion again. I would love to see Kyle O'Reilly come back. And here's how I would book Kyle O'Reilly's return. Roderick Strong wins the championship. Kyle O'Reilly comes back, but he doesn't immediately reunite with the Undisputed Kingdom. He starts off as
Roddy
babyface.
Oh
no, he comes out, and if Adam Cole's there, he's gonna be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened to you?" And then it's a big swerve, and he attacks Orange Cassidy, like at the next Dynamite. It's just like at first, it's just like, what is he doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got another great idea.
You got another one for us.
So now I'm gonna expand upon that since we're gonna throw Kyle O'Reilly in the mix. Not only MJF comes back, but he knows he can't go in there alone. So he goes in there with some guys that might want to take them out. He comes back with Kyle O'Reilly on MJF's side to go into battle against the Kingdom.
All right, now you're just getting out of hand. Now you just get. Listen, I need to take the notepad and the pencil away. No, now I need to take the notepad and pencil away.
With Kyle O'Reilly?
I could never in a million years see my tribal chief linking up with that jabroni.
Kyle O'Reilly's not that
wacky combo. Like,
listen,
I'd rather Sean Spears.
Kyle O'Reilly's great. Kyle O'Reilly is great. He's
I don't think he fits with MJF.
But I tell you now, him with MJF, listen. I think maybe you've been hanging out in the IWC chat for too long. You know what I mean? Like, I think at that stage of the game,
I
you've
think
been
that
fantasy
there's
booking.
probably someone else that would fit, like for Kyle to team up with more than MJF, and that would be John
Maybe,
Moxley.
but honestly,
If
if
you
you
say Bobby
just
Fish.
have MJF come back,
Bobby Fish isn't coming back.
Good.
is more than enough. I think that sets the precedent. I could actually see him coming back after Roderick Strong wins. Let Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Kingdom and Adam Cole all be in the ring celebrating Rodney's
Trying to
win,
jump OC maybe.
and then all of a sudden the lights go out.
Yep.
And a vignette comes on, and you start hearing his voice, and you see the scarf get put back on, and he says, "I'm coming for you." And then all of a sudden, he's at the entrance, and he starts charging to the ring.
Yep. That'd be crazy.
That would be now. There's your moment. There's
All
your
out
holy
2022.
shit moment. Yeah, that's your 2024. I didn't have that on my bingo card moment. Because I have MJF coming back at Double or Nothing. I have MJF coming back Double or Nothing because
Me too.
that's where
Or
he
like
started.
just before All In. Like,
Yeah, like he his big moment that really made him a big league superstar in Cody Rhodes' eyes with the trust of Cody Rhodes is Double or Nothing at the Casino Battle Royale. And of course, the Four Pillars match, that's an iconic match. Whether or not we liked it or not, it's still big for AEW as a brand.
I was okay with it. I was pretty fine. It was a good match to me.
Yeah, it was okay. I gotta rewatch
that pay-per-view specifically.
The whole pay-per-view was a little wacky, but like,
yeah.
All in all, there was some good.
Yeah,
There were definitely some good matches.
The four-way and the Anarchy in the Arena definitely saved it from like worst pay. I mean, I still say it's probably
somebody that could show up, but I don't think they're probably gonna do it. It probably wouldn't make sense because I thought of a guy that could show with MJF, but like you said, it probably wouldn't make sense only because of how MJF is presented. I wanted to get you guys' opinions. I know this is a fantasy booking.
Kenny Omega would be wild.
But what about a debuting Okada?
No.
Yeah, it would be cool, but I don't think that. I think that's too much wacky tobacco right there. I think that's too much wacky.
But I really regarding him, but
I do have Kyle O'Reilly showing up later in the show. Stay tuned because Kyle O'Reilly is in my fantasy booking later in the show.
Listen, I tell you now, if Kyle O'Reilly shows up, I'm gonna have to give you your props. I
will probably tear up if I see Kyle O'Reilly.
I will mark out 100%.
I have missed him too much. I'm like, I'm pretty. Yeah, for me, I think Kyle was like always my favorite member of Undisputed.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Adam Cole was always my favorite, but Kyle was definitely my.
I loved Adam Cole, but Kyle was
definitely
like,
a person for me.
See, now JLD poses a good question. Do you think Mercedes could arrive?
He was different.
I don't think so.
No,
I think they're waiting for big business.
Big business.
Because it's in her hometown.
Correct. It's her hometown. It's her home thing. I think that could be the moment for her. But let's get into a match that JLD will stick with him for a second. He's asking also, WTF, what is a Meat Madness match? And we're going to get to it right now.
The Big E match.
It is a big, beefy men mashing meat match. And I'm going to be Juice Robinson hard and Daddy Magic nipples erect when I see these big, beefy men mashing meat.
I actually thought it would be like a full on
like a food contest, like an eating
contest.
No,
I thought it would be like a like more than just like 3 people. I thought it would be like multi-man, like probably like a 6-way, like or 7-way or something like that. A
ladder match,
like a handful of people. Yeah, I do notice there's no Face of the Revolution ladder match, but we'll wait for that later on.
Leo, we're going to start with you. Big beefy man mashing meat match. Tim says we need it. I'm going to pull this thing up right here.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like a battle royal or something.
A big meaty man battle royale sounds fire too. Mm-hmm. But Leo, we're going to stick with the meat madness match, which
meaty man.
Oh, it's a lot of meat. What are we thinking? How are we booking it, or are we changing it to something else? Because this is set for the main card. This
Yeah.
is not a
Crazy.
pre-show match. So this is set for the main card. We do not know what the pre-show matches are just yet. We are only going over the matches that are confirmed for Revolution. Of course, tomorrow being Dynamite, more will come. And of course, Tony with his crazy, crazy notepad and pen, he'll be probably giving us 20 more matches Sunday morning of
Oh
just
boy.
pre-shows. So, and
Yeah.
Collision too. So definitely make sure we stick to it. But Leo, what are we thinking, buddy?
I feel like it's gonna be a great match. Like, I mean, how could you not be excited for the match? I wouldn't even change it for a thing, honestly. I feel like in a lot of people's eyes, this might be a sleeper, but I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being like one of the better matches of the night when it's all said and done. I
Okay.
can't disagree with that.
All righty. Willie, we'll go to you now. Do we think that this Meat Madness is going to be absolutely an underdog moment where we could see some really good wrestling? Or do you think this doesn't belong on the main card?
It doesn't belong on the main card because right now I'm going off of right now.
Yeah, go
This
ahead.
has no reason to exist. There's only 3 people. I would understand like what Tim said if it was a big battle royal with more names like Miro, Keith Lee, Brian Cage, Shane Taylor, etc. Like because right now this has no reason to exist. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded it if it was a Meat Madness Battle Royal and the winner gets a TNT Championship match against the
Yeah,
winner
like
of
basically it
Garcia and Cage.
replaces the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yeah,
Instead,
Yeah, why do you
exactly.
stop doing that?
I mean, I think they stopped doing it on the pay per view. Like I think last year they did it like before Revolution.
The
But
Dynamite
they did it
before
on
they
like
did it.
Dynamite. Yeah. Um, I don't know why, but yeah. So the thing is,
Hold on. Let Willie finish his thought
right.
quick, and then we'll go right to you. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
well, I don't know how to really book this because right now it's more like a triple threat match. And nothing against like Lance Archer, but it's like, what has he done to get this
Yeah, why
besides
is
he's
he
a
in this
big boy?
match?
Yeah, why is he in this match?
He's literally a
Brian
ring runner.
Cage. Yeah, Brian Cage has more TV time than him. So it's like, why not put Brian Cage in there instead of Lance Archer? But if you're going to make this a battle royal on the Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday before, then okay, this match has a reason to exist. Right now, I think this match only exists just so Wardlow can get a big win over 2 other big guys to really propel him to that story that Adam Cole is trying to build of Wardlow someday challenging for the AEW World Championship, maybe at Double or Nothing before MJF returns. That's
well
when I think it will happen.
let me stop you right there because I'm gonna go on from where you just said, and then Wolf, we're gonna ask you this question, and then we'll go right back to Leo to answer for his point of view as well.
Yeah.
You know, we all know this past Wednesday, we had Dynamite, where of course Wardlow came out and cut a promo talking about how he believes and deserves this opportunity to be a champion. He's beaten the champions that have been there prior, MJF, Samoa Joe, just to name a few, as well as
CM
our CM Punk as well. Now, with that being said, a lot of people are 50-50 about the promo. Some saying it was a good way to promote him is at least an opportunity. Others are saying this should have came years ago before, before he started just kind of drifting away, having these matches that really didn't make any sense after his TNT reign to then propel him into this thing. If that is the case, if Wardlow is the winner of this Meaty Man match, does that give him that trajectory of being a AEW champion possibly down the road? Or is this just seeming to be another match for him to win to then have no next step? Hold on. Let Willie answer quick. I know you want to answer. I know you got
I'll
your
answer.
brain's racing.
No, I
I
have a
don't
very brief.
know. Actually.
I have a very brief answer. It's like, does this make him become a champion in the future? Hell no. They're never going to see him as a world champion. As unfortunate as that is, but it will definitely make Tony Khan be like, well, he's number one in the rankings, so he gets a title match, man. Like that's how they're gonna do it.
Okay.
And like he's gonna be a challenger, he'll never be a champion.
All
I will
right.
take
Wolf.
that to the fucking grave.
So I'm like thinking about it. I personally liked the promo Wardlow gave last Wednesday. I thought it was really good, definitely better than what we're used to. It's like nothing to like. It's like the thing is, beating Powerhouse Hobbs and Lance Archer is not like something we can like really just toss aside and ignore, because like Powerhouse Hobbs and like I don't like care for Powerhouse Hobbs. I definitely like Lance Archer, yes, but like they're still like relevant enough names to like be significant. So Wardlow beating Powerhouse Hobbs and Lance Archer would be big for him. It also definitely gives him a little more credibility with him being in Undisputed Kingdom, because people are saying, oh, it's like Wardlow being in Undisputed. Well, actually, all of Undisputed Kingdom, they're saying it's terrible. I like I like Undisputed Kingdom right now. I get why people kind of compare it to Pinnacle, especially in Wardlow's case. So yeah, we definitely need to start like booking him more. I I don't know if I can say he'll never be a champion, but him beating Powerhouse Hobbs and Lance Archer, that this match was kind of thrown together. I don't think it changes what ultimately should and probably is going to happen, and that is once his contract is up, Wardlow leaves AEW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another, I also wanted to say, I want more for Lance Archer. Like I was so excited when I saw Lance Archer was in the match. That's how much I love Lance Archer. But like he's not getting that much stuff, and also like what are we like a few collisions ago we started showing off this like possible new faction between the Righteous and Lance Archer with Jake Roberts, led by Jake Roberts. Like what are we doing with that? The Righteous are like exclusively on ROH right now. And Jake Roberts and Lance Archer are also like not showing up. Like they're showing up like once or like a month or 2 months. Like they're not. I don't like it because like they had such a great idea on their hands and they're just slacking. So like yeah, that's my caveat. I love Lance Archer in this match. I'm sure it'll be great, but we need to do more with him.
I like it. I like it. Leo, what do we have to say about that? And of course, how are you booking the Wardlow, Lance, and of course Powerhouse Hobbs? Who do you have coming out?
I would say in the match, I think Wardlow is gonna win. I'm kind of in the same position as Willie here. I mean personally, if I were to book this, I think would have been a better option is if Kenny Omega never got injured, right? I think him and Kenny Omega should have been the match. The reason I say that is, and I know it sounds like a crazy matchup. My thing is,
what match?
If he never got injured, right? If he never did end up getting injured, I would have liked to say Wardlow versus Kenny Omega. The reason I say that is because his story of him trying to get to that world title, what better way of him getting to that is proving himself against former world champions. And if he has a legitimate case,
that makes more sense.
That's not
because
bad.
if you look in this match, you have a former TNT champions in Wardlow, and those title reigns were not that good. Let's be honest. Powerhouse Hobbs, he only had like a weak reign. Lance Archer never even came close to literally any of those titles.
He
Like he
came
only held
close
the
to
IW.
being the first ever. He came close to being the first ever TNT champion, Lance Archer.
Agreed, and that's about it. You have former, like people who are in the TNT
true.
title
I
scene.
mean, the thing is,
But
Wardlow's. I would argue Wardlow's first reign as TNT champion was starting to be like a decent reign, not like a terrible reign, but not like a. It wasn't impressive, but it was still like an all right reign. And then they gave the belt to Samoa Joe.
yeah, I
That
mean,
kind of killed it. Like if Joe, I say this multiple times over. If Joe never won that, if Wardlow just retained at Full Gear and we just skipped that Joe winning the belt, even if they replace the whole thing with Darby winning the belt and then losing it back, they could have done that with Wardlow. Like it would have still had Wardlow be a great, like, not like a great champion, but like still a decent TNT champion. And they just ruined it by giving it to Samoa Joe when he didn't need it.
because it's like, I mean, I would have liked. I think that would have been a better story than just putting this random matchup, like Willie said, because it's like, if he does win, I don't, in my personal opinion, he's not going to gain too much from this by competing against a former TNT champion, a former IWGP US champion, and that's about it. But if you would have had him face a former world champion and beat a former world champion as credible as Kenny Omega, that could have propelled him to that next level in the eyes of like the fans. Okay, he beat a former world champion, but like if you think about him, he says he's beaten Samoa Joe, he's beaten, MJF, but they weren't at the level that they were right now. They weren't at their final form. MJF was not at his final form yet. He was not at the level of where he was world champion yet. Now, if he would have said he beat him in his prime, which MJF was already in his prime, let's be honest, but like at his final form,
He's never not been in his prime.
Exactly. If he
That
would
was
have
not his
beat,
prime.
if he would have beat MJF in his final form, then that's different. But if you people literally, and this is the thing, one thing, just wrestling in general, if you can't beat somebody in their final form, it really doesn't matter because it's still progression over time. It's about evolution. But I do think the match.
Sorry.
I do think the match is going to be interesting. If I'm being honest, I think Lance Archer is going to take the pin here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't. I'm not going to agree with everything fully, but Tim, to just answer to Tim's question here, have we talked about Ospreay versus Takeshita? No, we haven't.
We
I am
did not.
saving that one for a little bit closer to the end because there's a
Build
lot
up.
that I have to say about that one specifically. But nonetheless, getting back to, of course, the Meat Madness match that could be a battle royale if, of course, Tim had Tony Khan's notebook and money and pencil as well. But I think, honestly, the way you do this is you don't bury Lance, you bury Hobbs. And why I say Hobbs is because Hobbs and him already have had more of a feud than him and Lance. If Lance takes the pin here, it just proves to all of us that he is nobody, unfortunately. Yeah, he's not anybody on Dynamite, and he won't be, and Tony doesn't believe in him and whatnot. And he's just going to be stuck as an ROH guy. But if they want to do more things with Lance, then you don't have him buried. I would put the pin on Hobbs because at least with Hobbs, we could get a rematch, and it is the dink in the armor of the Don Callis family that whatever does happen with Ospreay and Takeshita can also play into that, making Callis believe that his faction isn't as strong as he believes and starts questioning who's really loyal and hungry to be in the Don Callis family. And I think that paints a bigger picture for what can lead into Double or Nothing and going into All In as well. So that's how I would do it, only because I think that there's a better option than just giving it to Wardlow, pinning Lance, and that's it, and not having Powerhouse be touched at all.
Yeah.
The way I would see it, hold on.
Okay.
I think.
All right. We'll be back with Wolf in a little bit. But yeah, that's how I would do it. I think that this is the easier way of doing it, and it makes it at least more fair and a competitive advantage. And it also makes a lot of others question what is going to happen for Hobbs and the Don Callis family. But
My
Wolf, what's going
apologies.
on?
I was disturbed. So I definitely agree with putting the pin on Hobbs. I would do it in a different way, though. I would say, uh, put the pin on Hobbs, thanks to the involvement of Sammy Guevara, uh, or Chris Jericho, or whoever. Just because I feel like that is just to like continue that thing regarding um the Don Callis family and Guevara, Jericho, and such. The way I see it, another, because the thing is, if you don't put the pin on Lance, you now have the opportunity to do something, to continue on do something in the future with Lance, where if you end up putting the world title on Wardlow, because of this Undisputed Kingdom story, you can have, on, even if it's on a random Dynamite or Collision, you can have Wardlow versus Lance Archer in a one-on-one match on TV. And or you could even do bring in the Righteous to have like Undisputed Kingdom and
But don't you
versus.
feel like that's too much? Like
Too
adding all of
anticlimactic.
that as a factor, that it adds too much more. That is going to be more of a story that might not have an ending that lets all of these other superstars have a good off.
I mean, the thing is, I feel like the thing is, it would, because Wardlaw has already beaten Powerhouse Hobbs
Right.
multiple times before. The thing is, I don't think, because this can, because if you bring in someone like Jericho or Guevara to like get involved just to attack Hobbs or whatever, then you could continue that whole Don Callis family versus Jericho and Guevara and such, and probably add in Osprey once we deal with that. But it would be able to get Hobbs away from Wardlow to, per se, and then you could also bring in as a notable, at least a notable challenger, even if it's like his first defense. If Wardlow is to get the world title, his first defense could be Lance Archer, and like, yeah, that could be the case, and we could get that. So I think it would be suitable. It would be good. If you put the pin on Archer, then he's not even gonna be on ROH because whoa, Leo's freaking out.
Are you okay?
What is it?
What happened?
You guys might be surprised about this. I don't want to talk about W because it's AW, but my guy,
What happened?
Sean Spears is back in NXT.
What?
No fucking way.
What?
He just attacked Rich Holland.
What?
No.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Wow.
Whoa. Oh my
All right,
god.
we're gonna have to take a little bit of a break for that one. Hold on a second. That's pretty
Sean
big.
Spears is
Yo.
back in the WWE, a part of NXT. He just attacked Rich Holland with
I
the
gotta-
Yeah,
chair.
hold on.
I just saw the clip. He looks sick, dog. Whoa. So is he back to being Ty Dillinger then, or is
No,
he?
he's being a chairman. He's
is he
pretty much gonna be
Sean
Ty
Spears?
Dillinger. He might be Ty Dillinger, but with the chairman
The
gimmick.
chairman gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
What?
I thought it was gonna be.
Yo.
People were saying Tama Tonga was gonna be the guy.
Well, he could be heading to WWE in the future, but Ty Dillinger's there right now.
My
Yeah.
God.
Wow.
That is so goddamn sick.
That's
The perfect
crazy.
10.
Wow. It's crazy. We're literally live streaming you guys, and and this is crazy. This
Just
Saturday.
goes to show anything can happen. And I'm
Yeah.
clipping this.
Listen, guys, anything's possible.
And
If
I'm
you stick
clipping
to
this.
your dreams, they could come.
Let your dreams fight for you.
Oh, come on, Bryan Danielson. Wow. My man looks like an absolute star there.
He looks
Man.
incredible.
Wow.
Wild.
We interrupt this
Wow.
live stream to bring you us marking out over Sean Spears.
Yeah, sorry guys. For all you audio listeners out there, go ahead and come over to the YouTube side of things and check us out.
You just
But
hear, wow.
holy
wow,
crap. That's
I
huge.
didn't want to even do it. I didn't
No,
even-
no, no. That's pretty big news, man. That's pretty big news. Like,
Because I thought he was going to resign with with AEW. And all honesty,
yeah, me
like,
too. But he's with WWE now.
Yeah, I
He's
was
in
even
NXT.
saying earlier that you could have Sean Spears come back with MJF. Now it's just like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's gone now.
Not
Yeah,
happening.
that whole idea now is gone. So
I don't know
Sean
if you-
Spears is not
yeah.
coming back to AEW. I'll tell you that. Wow.
I mean, this, honestly, this could be a great opportunity for him now that under the Triple H umbrella. I think we'll kind of let him get a little bit more
Yeah.
leeway to kind of have a freshly fleshed out character.
And they're calling
that
him
can work.
Sean Spears too. They're not calling him like some other name or whatever. It's like the name
Exactly.
we all know.
Exactly.
So it's
Wow.
like completely repackaged.
The
Wow.
sky's the limit for this guy. Sky's the limit.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my God.
let's get back to this cool show as well. I
Okay.
know NXT just blew our minds right there. Wolf is geeking out right now. I tell you that.
Yeah.
But
I love wrestling.
yeah, I love wrestling too, buddy.
I
But
do not.
let's get to another match that maybe might make you love wrestling still. And Wolf, we'll start with you with this one. It is the BCC's own Moxley and Castagnoli versus.
Oh, wait, the mystery man was Ty Dillinger. Okay, I'll stop.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, what?
The vignettes that were
The vignettes
sent,
with
there
all
were
the
vignettes saying like 3 phases or whatever, and people were speculating it was like Okada or Tonga. It was Sean Spears.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Wow, that actually is pretty crazy. Well, I guess the Bo Dallas idea is gone.
You know, not doing Uncle Howdy. Okay.
All right, so FTR versus the BCC's own Moxley and Castagnoli. Wolf, I know your brain has just been blown out of your skull, but if you could take half of it and put it back in to answer this question, do you believe this is a main card worthy match, or should this be something to start to elevate Revolution to that next level and be on the pre-show?
No, I don't think it needs to be on the pre-show. This is an incredible match, a phenomenal tag team match, because we all know how amazing FTR is. We all know how great just how great talent Moxley and Claudio are, Claudio especially. This is just a matter of who is the better tag team. When this is a matter of, because apparently they're in the place that they're in a place where tag team wrestling is very important. Yeah, apparently I think Moxley said it that stadium is very crucial to the history of tag team wrestling. So FTR and Moxley and Claudio are both incredible to face each other in that kind of setting. And I think it's great to have that kind of match. Just a simple who's better in that important setting. Have that on the main card. If anything, that could open the show as the first show of the main card. So the way I see how this match goes, I think Moxley and Claudio should win this because FTR had a good dominant year, couple years actually. They've had a lot of wins. Not only that, I think BCC does need a little more help with wins. I think they need a bit of wins now, because especially because I do have their fellow BCC member. We'll get to that later. Losing. We'll get to that later. So yeah, I think it would make sense for Moxley and Claudio to win, and then apparently he's had a minor injury. Maybe Wheeler comes back and helps Moxley and Claudio jump FTR. And this is where the fantasy booking goes here.
Oh, I feel it already coming.
What then? As BCC is jumping FTR, coin drop hits. Okada comes out and goes after BCC, especially Claudio, because Claudio has already said to Okada, "I want to fight you." So I think the first major opponent for Kazuchika Okada in AEW will be none other than Claudio Castagnoli. So
I like that. I like it a lot. Leo, I know our minds are blown from, of course, the recent news, but do we believe what Wolf is saying could be true? Could it be a main card worthy match because of the history and lineage that the tag team division has in Greensboro Colloseum, of course, home of one of the people that are wrestling on this night, of course, that being Sting? Or does it belong on a pre-show? And could you see what Wolf's seeing with Claudio Castagnoli?
I really do think this is going to be an interesting match. Like, let's not even get it twisted. FTR are one of the better tag teams. They value tag team wrestling to the fullest. An old school style tag team, in my personal opinion. You got John Moxley and Claudio just being those grit, old school, like just bastards that they are. They just like to fight with everybody. They don't care who you are. But one thing I will say, one thing I don't really like too much is like they kind of blur the lines. Like they're 1 week they're face and then next week they're heel. Like choose a side at this point. Honestly, like I like pick a side. If you want to be a face, be a face. If you want to be a heel, be a heel. That's how I feel on it. What do I think is gonna happen? I do think if I was to book this right, I would add a stipulation to this. I want stakes to this match, and the stakes that I would put in place is whoever wins becomes number one contender for the AEW tag team titles at some point down the line. Now, I don't know where they would get it, but some point down the line, I do think whoever wins gets a title shot. And I do think John Moxley and Claudio would win here. The reason being is because I feel like with John Moxley kind of taking like loss after loss after loss, seems like on these pay-per-views, like the last 2-3 pay-per-views, he kind of had to reset a little bit and start off the year fresh with the win here. Nothing against FTR here. I do think they're going to put up a great match. I don't think it's going to be an easy win for John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. They're going to have the work cut out for them and everything like that. But here's where the fantasy booking comes in. Now, I know people were saying earlier about Wheeler Yuta possibly coming in. That's all cool and all, but I don't think it's going to be him to win here. I feel like the way I'm seeing things is I feel like they're going to go full on heel tonight on that show. The reason why they go full on heel is because they add a new member to the BCC, and that being none other than a returning Kyle O'Reilly coming in, because that match.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
He would fit well.
So you had Kyle O'Reilly coming back with MJF.
No, I said no. I took that back.
You're taking that back now.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this is the moment that Kyle's going to come back.
Because if you go
back, BCC,
yes,
and not with the Undisputed Kingdom.
Because reason why I feel like this is going to be some long-term booking here. The reason why I go back to that match that Kyle O'Reilly had before he kind of went on his injury with John Moxley. There was some mutual respect between the two. That was an interesting, hard-hitting match from start to finish. I feel like that there is that mutual respect there between Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. And I think it would be a huge swerve because
as a tag team.
Because he kind of fits. I would think he would be a great addition to that faction. And I feel like long-term booking, if you do have them turn face in like about 6 months or to a year, have the Kingdom versus
BCC.
Blackpool Combat Club, Blood and Guts.
Oh
That
my
right
God.
there is what I have. Adam Cole wait till he's fully back. So 100%, you finish up that story possibly, and you have them, the Blackpool Combat Club, with the addition of Kyle O'Reilly, and you have the Kingdom with Adam Cole and company, and you have all of them go into it, and you can tease that little dissension that where his allegiance will lie. Will he stay loyal to the Blackpool Combat Club, or will he join the Kingdom? And you have him make his decision where he shows he is loyal to the Blackpool Combat Club, and that leads to a one-on-one singles bout at Revolution or Full Gear. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, one-on-one.
What on God's green earth are you booking here?
Was it that bad?
No. It's just a wild take on what could happen just for the BCC match. But now why are you putting Riley though in the BCC and not Undisputed Kingdom? That's the hard part that I'm trying to figure out.
Because if you want to have this prophecy, right? For instance, you have literally at some point in time, you have literally Moxley, and think of this visual, right, Dylan? You have Claudio, Mox, tag team champions. You have at some point Bryan Danielson literally becomes the Continental Champion if he does defeat Eddie Kingston. You literally have someone like a Wheeler Yuta as the Ring of Honor champion, and you can have Kyle O'Reilly be that mid-card guy, or if you want him to elevate it to the mid-card, to the upper main event, you could have that story where he is that guy that holding the TNT belt, or if some way, somehow the story presents itself, he goes after the AEW World Championship. Let's be honest, that match that him and Samoa Joe could put on would be hard hitting. Do not get me wrong. I feel like if you were to put that match on a pay-per-view, I think that would be something a lot of people would want to tune in, because I think just because he comes off as smaller, but that guy can work. Like, this guy would fit right in with Blackpool, because his whole demeanor as being this hard hitter kind of would fit with Blackpool. And I feel like him coming back would be a huge deal. And I feel like you could kind of tell that story where he would ally over time, if he's going to stay loyal to the Blackpool or the Kingdom. And I feel like like I said earlier, he makes that decision and stays loyal to the Blackpool, and you have all of them with gold. I really do. I don't think everybody needs to say, oh, he's going to become just another guy in the faction. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, with all those guys involved, like, let's be honest, Claudio is easily one of the best in the world. Moxley, one of the hardest hitters in the world. Bryan Danielson, one of the biggest and greatest on the planet. Like, you can't go wrong with him, putting him up against those guys, with those guys, letting them kind of run roughshod over the entire AEW locker room would be an interesting story. Kind of telling. I wish, like you said earlier, I think we talked this about a couple of months ago, if this was a brand split, like, you can have literally Blackpool run roughshod literally on Dynamite, and have Kingdom run roughshod over Collision. I think that would have been a crazy story, to kind of have two factions kind of running roughshod over that brand, and you bring them together at some point down the line in like a blood and guts type of scenario.
So I just have to say this to Wolf, so that way he knows.
Okay.
He has Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole facing each other at the end of it.
Yeah, I can see that. It's happened before.
Yeah, and Kyle
It's
O'Reilly
happened.
beat him twice.
Yes, yes, he did.
He tapped him out. He tapped Adam Cole out. Not many people can say they've made Adam Cole tap out, and he did. He did it twice.
one
He
of
beat him on a
those
pay per view.
matches, like was like actually like twice in that same match because
It was a 2 out of 3 falls.
yeah, yeah. So honest, yeah. And the thing is, Kyle and Adam have always been going at it, like not just in NXT, in uh, basically every company they both shared, in New Japan, in ROH, in like everything, everywhere they were at, Kyle and Adam would always fight each other, and it would be back and forth. The last time Kyle won over Adam, so
I don't know what y'all are cooking over here, but I tell you now, it's something wild shit. I can't believe it. Chris is saying, how are we doing tonight? Well, I'm doing good, Chris. Thank you for asking. Ty Dillinger is back. Exactly. Unbelievable. And of course, Chris said he just got up to 1,300 subscribers. I'm so proud
Congratulations,
of you,
Chris.
Chris.
Congratulations.
Proud of you.
Big numbers, man.
Willie, you missed it.
Willie,
What did I miss?
FTR, BCC, Leo saying Kyle O'Reilly's coming back here on the BCC side of things.
No.
And at the end of all of it, it's going to be none other than Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole.
Now, I don't know about that, right? Because as much as I would love for Kyle O'Reilly to be in the Blackpool Combat Club, I don't think that would be the route I would go. We lost Dylan for
I just keep yawning. I don't want to keep
okay, I got you.
on screen. So
sorry, I was making the thumbnail. I went to the bathroom and then I made a Sean Spears reaction video. But I got to be quick. But anyway, what was I gonna say? No, I don't think Kyle O'Reilly should come back during the FTR BCC match. I feel like he should 100%, if he's coming back at Revolution, he should 100% come back in the Roddy OC match. Now, I think it'd be a great swerve if Kyle decides to side with the BCC and face Adam Cole before ultimately possibly reuniting with the Undisputed Kingdom. But I don't see it. Like, it's not a bad plan, but I still don't see it. So we'll only have to wait and see. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, no, I don't see Kyle O'Reilly coming back. And for predictions, I got BCC winning all the way. I think I said this in my live stream with Wolf. It's 100% going to be BCC.
Yeah, I really feel the same way. Like, I feel like when I was just saying, maybe if they were to add a stipulation, whoever wins gets a tag title opportunity at some point down the line. I think that would have been make the stakes even more intriguing going into it. I think that's something I would like to see.
well, then let's get into the other match that does have another BCC member, and it is for that Continental Crown Championship. Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. Willie, we'll start with you, buddy. This match definitely has a lot behind it. Of course, Eddie said if he wins, Danielson has to finally respect him and shake his hand. Plus, Danielson has went on record and going on about how he doesn't respect him and that he's a washed up athlete and he's a bum and that he had talent and he just threw it away and he could have been champion a long, long time ago. Do we see Kingston still coming out on top as our Continental Crown Championship winner? Or is this that moment that we haven't seen from Bryan Danielson?
Now listen, okay? Sorry, I'm multitasking here. I would absolutely love for Bryan Danielson to become a champion in AEW. Like, bias is completely biased. He's one of my favorite wrestlers in the entire world. However, Tim, he's going for the Continental Crown Championship. But like I said in another stream, it's way too early for Eddie Kingston to drop the belt. And if Danielson's not going to be around much longer, there's no reason for him to be a champion. And it hurts my heart saying that because I love Danielson. But I think Eddie Kingston needs this W. He needs to go over. He needs to prove himself that Eddie Kingston is as good as we all know that he is, and elevate that Continental Championship even more. Because right now it's just like another title in AEW that has no reason to exist. So a match like this happening on pay-per-view can elevate that championship. These two are going to tear the house down. But if I have to pick a winner, I got Eddie Kingston winning this because, like Wolf said, he beat he beat Claudio, he beat Yuta, and he beat Moxley. So to beat that final member of the BCC in Danielson, he could get the respect out of every single one of them. And having a stipulation like Danielson must shake Eddie Kingston's hand, you know that's going to happen on the pay-per-view. You just know it will. So, yeah, my pick's Eddie Kingston all the way.
Wolf?
I also have Eddie Kingston winning. It is too early for Eddie to drop the belt. And Eddie needs this win more than Danielson needs the win. Eddie managing to be, in my eyes, the one of, if not the best wrestler. Actually, not in the world. I'll say the best wrestler of all time, arguably. Danielson, I think it's time for Danielson to put Eddie over, to get the loss, and finally Eddie gets the respect of Danielson. Have a nice little shot at the end where they shake hands, and ultimately Danielson reconciles and decides okay, yeah, I do respect you now. And then maybe hug it out. I don't know, but I don't know if they'll go that far. But yeah, this is going to be an amazing match. But I think it's Eddie's time to beat Danielson.
Okay, Leah.
Man, you guys have made some great points. I mean, I might be the odd one. I might be having to be the lone wolf on this one. Eddie Kingston, he's had a decent reign. Something's kind of missing for me. Maybe it's because I'm not really watching too much Ring of Honor, but his title reign is kind of stale. I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe him just trying to balance all three titles. And I would love the story of like you said, Bryan Danielson is about to retire soon. Why not have him go on his horse and have that one last title run before calling it, a full-time career? I think that would be a great moment. And I feel like, that kind of plays into the story I said earlier with, Blackpool trying to get all the gold. I would like to see that. I think Eddie Kingston I feel like his character can still look strong, even losing here, in my personal opinion. And I feel like you can still get that visual of Bryan Danielson still showing respect to Eddie Kingston for taking him to the limit. I really feel like Bryan Danielson doesn't necessarily have to win to get the respect of Eddie Kingston. I think Eddie Kingston can lose and still get the respect of Bryan Danielson, because you could fair. Like I said, he could still have that visual of, Bryan Danielson shakes his hand because you took me to the limit. Like, you really brought that side out of me that I haven't shown in quite some time. Even in a losing defeat, you still earned my respect. And I feel like only then you start his next feud, because the coin drops and Okada debuts at Revolution, and we get Okada and Bryan Danielson for the Continental Championship as the feud going forward.
That'd be fire. That'd be fire. 100%.
I don't know what wacky tobacco y'all be smoking lately, but whatever it is, you got a
No.
strong strain, I tell you
I
that.
know everyone's predicting Okada's debut, but I will say
No,
this.
I'm saying it's a
If
good
there's
prediction.
yeah.
It's a good prediction.
If
It's
there's
a
any
good
moment
fantasy
for
booking.
him to come at Revolution, if he is coming at Revolution, that would be it. Because that
Yeah.
would be the match that everyone would want. Bryan Danielson versus Okada. And I think you could even have Okada do that if Danielson loses. You don't need the title for that. That could main event any pay-per-view. So, yeah, no, I definitely
But
have
I-
Okada
but-
face off with Danielson. Yeah.
Because, like, if you think
I
about
like
it, Eddie Kingston's just won the belt. But think about how much more prestige that could potentially add on the title now
That's
that
fair.
Bryan Danielson is the one carrying it. And now Okada is coming in and he's challenging it for that prize. That's going to make that title feel elevated to the same sentiment as, like, your world titles and your TNT titles because you're having these type of matches. That's going to make it even more important. Sometimes it's not about the title that's important. It's about who's holding that belt that's going to elevate it and elevate the prestige of that title. And Bryan Danielson is somebody that you can have carry that championship and make it feel important. Now, I'm not saying that Eddie Kingston can't carry that title and make it feel important, but it kind of makes it hard for him. Now he's carrying 3 titles at once, now trying to balance out the Ring of Honor championship, balancing the New Japan Strong championship, and now that title as well. That kind of becomes a bearing thing for him. It becomes really just a chore because now he's trying to balance and everything. At some point, at some time, it's going to catch up with him. Now, I feel like Bryan Danielson is the perfect choice to carry that title, have that feud with Okada, and prestige that championship. And if Okada becomes champion, that's going to elevate the title even more because not only have you had Bryan Danielson hold that belt, but now Okada is in that mix and holding that belt as well. So that is going to make it seem like a sought after prize for those people that are coming into AEW or those people that are in AEW right now. It's going to elevate that title to new heights.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very fair point. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And we're going to stick with you for the next one, and that is our best father hater of the year, Christian Cage versus my good old boy, Daniel Garcia.
My king.
Do we have Christian Cage retaining on this one? Do we believe that it is time for Daniel Garcia to get his comeuppance and finally see what he is like as a TNT champion with his feud now going head first with the the patriarchy, right? Patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
Yes, the whole patriarchy. Nick Wayne, of course, Luchasaurus, and the father hater of the year, our daddy, Christian Cage. Leo, what do you got for me, buddy?
I think this match is the match that I feel like should have been already confirmed. I know people have been making that argument for Adam Copeland being in the mix. I feel like it would have been interesting to see him in the mix, but I think this is the right decision. That might sound like a hot take. I really feel like he is not the guy to take that title from Christian Cage. I'm sorry, I don't think Adam Cole is the guy to do it. He shouldn't have realistically won the title to begin with. He shouldn't even been in the position to begin with for the title to begin with. His whole duty should be helping elevate the next generation of talent. Right now, who do I'm gonna have winning this? I am going to say Daniel Garcia's time has come. He realizes his potential and becomes the new TNT champion. This guy has checks all the boxes for me as a star, as a wrestler. The guy is really hot right now. He's really over. My thing is with him is I'm one of those guys, strike when the iron is hot. This is his night, and it's only gonna, I know it might not be easy, but here is why Adam Copeland's gonna come play in. He is going to be the reason that Daniel Garcia becomes champion because he evens the odds, coming out there, getting rid of neutralizing Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, but no, he did not come alone. Somebody that has always fought on his side since day one. Beth Phoenix is all elite.
Oh
She
No,
my
comes in.
God!
no.
You have Okada, you have O'Reilly, and now you have Beth Phoenix debuting at 8. You just blew.
I'm
You
sorry. No.
blew the budget.
I
Honestly,
don't
blew
think
the
it
budget.
even needs to be
Can I
like an
explain?
actual
The reason
debut. I
the
think it
reason
could just be like a one-off,
it
just
could be a
showing up
one-off.
to like
It
hit
could be a
Mother
one-off.
Wayne.
The reason why I feel that way is
No one
because
hits Mother Wayne.
Yeah, because
Let me-
I can't see Adam Copeland hitting
Oh, she's
Mother
getting a
Wayne.
roundhouse.
She's getting. I feel like maybe
No,
like
no,
what
I'm saying
Goofy
Beth
said,
hits Mother Wayne.
Yeah, she's getting a
Mama
roundhouse
Wayne.
kick.
because I feel like you can't have Adam Copeland do that. I know they're kind of edgy, but it would make sense. It doesn't have to be her fully coming into AEW. It could be just a one-off, a one and done type of thing to kind of even the odds for someone like Daniel Garcia. Him realize his dream, starts off the year in a tremendous way. The new TNT champion.
I, I, I don't know what to say to that. So I'm just
No.
gonna pass it over to Wolf. Talk to
Was
me.
that bad?
No, it was good.
It was really good.
I just don't know what to say to that.
I honestly would love to see Leo's idea play out entirely. I feel like what's more likely gonna happen. I don't know. I very well could see Adam Copeland coming in and costing Christian the title, and then they go on to fight without the title involved at Double or Nothing or at All In. However, I feel like what's more likely gonna happen is that Christian is probably going to retain due to all the patriarchy getting involved, and then he tries jumping Garcia and takes out Matt Menard and everything. And then Adam Copeland comes in to save Garcia. And then they just continue this. I think this will ultimately lead to. I feel like Christian is going to keep the TNT title until at least All In. And I think it might be Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. That is the blow-off match at Wembley. And I could see at All In, that's when Beth comes in to deal with Mother Wayne. I would love to see Daniel Garcia as champion, but I'm not certain that's gonna happen. It really depends. It could be anything, but I will say probably I think it's more likely Christian retains. However, I would absolutely be happy if Garcia wins, even if it's by Copeland coming in and costing Christian the title. I do think ultimately, title or not, Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage at Wembley is probably gonna happen.
Okay. And Willie, to round us off.
This is not just bias, but I don't see Daniel Garcia winning the TNT championship.
Bias.
Be quiet. Listen, hear me out. Calm down, bruv. Let me
Calm down, bro.
pipe down, bruv. That's the quote. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I was quoting Will Ospreay. I don't think it's time for Daniel Garcia to win the TNT championship because I feel like there's a better story in play. And the better story is Adam Copeland comes back at Revolution to accidentally cost Daniel Garcia the TNT championship. Like, fuck everything up. And then Double or Nothing. We get the match we were originally going to get, probably. Triple threat. Christian versus Copeland versus Luchasaurus. Christian versus Copeland versus Garcia. And then after that match, you have Luchasaurus turn face on Christian Cage. Wembley, Kill Switch versus Christian Cage. Give Kill Switch his moment. I think that can happen.
So you're saying Kill Switch.
Kill Switch versus Christian at Wembley.
That would be
Christian retains at Revolution.
For only Luchasaurus,
my only
to get the title.
My only like caveat with that, like my only thing I would be not sure about if that happened would be like, how do you get Copeland at Wembley? Because Copeland's definitely going to be at Wembley. There's no way that Tony Khan is not going to let the Rated R superstar
Copeland versus Garcia 1-on-1.
I thought of a different idea. Copeland versus Ospreay. Y'all can't tell me that match would not be.
No,
not at Wembley.
No.
Not at Wembley.
Why am I saying Wembley, just in general? I'm not saying
later, like late in the year, maybe, but
now.
Yeah, I'd rather see that on like a
Danielson.
Probably like Full Gear.
Danielson,
Ospreay, Wembley, probably
for the Continental Belt. That's my prediction. That would be a great idea.
Give me Danielson Copeland, man. Danielson Copeland would be fire.
Moxley Copeland. We never seen them two face before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good Wembley match right there. Copeland Mox.
Okay.
Could be anything.
Well, let's go.
Match.
Let's go to a different title.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've covered the Continental, we've covered the International, we've covered TNT. We haven't covered the women's title, and of course, that is none other than Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo, Steve Maclin's wife, as we all know. Tonight is the night where friends are gonna fight, and is at AEW Revolution. Now, this one here is a little bit more of a personal story. As we all know, Tony and her were really good friends. They've gotten matching tattoos, and because of that, Toni Storm decided to put a knife through the teddy bears that are on their ankles. And now is a war of brewing. And Deonna Purrazzo, since her comeback, has been on a tear.
Right.
A tear. Tony and her locked up just this past week on Dynamite during Deonna's match to show that Tony is not backing down now. My question to you, Leo, is, does this start the show? Or is there a different stipulation besides a title match that you would put on for this specific match?
I really think this match is going to be great. I think it should stay the same because that story is there. I feel like they're going to be doing some great storytelling with these two women in this match that they have for this world title. When it's all said and done, unfortunately, as much as I love Deonna, it's got to be Toni Storm. She is literally carrying that title on her back, just carrying the women's division on her back right now. Has the best character, one of the best characters in AEW altogether, in both men's and women's combined. What I will say is this. Fantasy booking wise, I could see them planting some seeds for the future of what the future may look like for Toni Storm. I feel like there might be a way in this match or a spot in this match where it looks like Deonna Purrazzo might have her beat because it might be a miscommunication between Toni Storm and Mariah May, which could set things up for a potential match between Mariah May and Toni Storm for that title at somewhere down the line, maybe at a Double or Nothing, or maybe an All In or All Out this year. I do think we're ultimately going to get that match because I feel like you can have that student versus teacher storyline going into the summer and have that be the culmination of Mariah May establishing herself as a household name and as champion as well, or you could go in a different direction. Maybe put that TBS title on her. Sorry, Wolf. But still, I do think that'll be a kind of a crazy way to kind of do things there. But I really think I can see them planting some seeds for the summer between Toni Storm and Mariah May clashing for that title at All Out possibly this year.
Wolf, he took shots at your wife. You have to rebuttal. Make fun of his divorce. Wolf, what do you have to say about it?
No. I am going to be reasonable. I know Julia will not have the TBS title forever. And I could see Mariah May with the TBS title. Just not beating Julia for it.
Bias.
No. I think we're gonna get one more champion first, and then Mariah May beats them. I think how I see it. I'm going off a little tangent. I think what they might be planning, they kind of might have started like planting like mini seeds for it. There is the possibility that Thunder Rosa will be the one to take the TBS title off Julia Hart. And that, I mean, right now they're working with Statlander and Willow and Sky Blue and everyone. But, like, I definitely think after all that is said and done, later on in the year, maybe I could see Thunder Rosa, hell, maybe Wembley even, Thunder Rosa could take the TBS title off Julia, and that's who I think Mariah May could beat for that TBS title. As for this match for the Women's World Championship, oh my god, this is the most difficult match ever for me because they're both great. They're both great. Most likely, the way I see it, it's most likely Toni will retain. But God, do I want Deonna to win? I think it would be so amazing, so cool to see Deonna as AEW Women's World Champion. However, I could see more opponents, more feuds for Toni Storm if we keep the title on her for now. I like with Mercedes coming in, I'm sure they're gonna try doing Mercedes Moné versus Toni Storm, maybe even at Double or Nothing if we want to really just instantly give her a title opportunity, which I doubt they're gonna do. But I'm just saying it if they really want to, if they really want to push this whole. I mean, because Double or Nothing, you know, the whole money thing. So I don't know. I doubt it, but I could see Mercedes versus Toni Storm. I could for the Women's World Championship. Not saying she wins it, of course. I'm saying Toni could probably keep that belt. I think. So yeah, I definitely. I as much as I would love to see Deonna as champion because Deonna has been phenomenal. Before she came to AEW, she was phenomenal. She's a really great wrestler, and I'm really interested to see what they do with her after this whole Toni Storm thing. However, I don't think they could do Toni Storm versus Mariah May. However, I don't think it will involve the title. I think Toni Storm. I'm gonna be bold. We're going another.
Oh my god!
We're making this arguably biggest revolution possible. I think Toni Storm retains against Deonna Purrazzo, and they're all celebrating and everything. Luther and Mariah May and everything, and then probably go on towards a Double or Nothing, maybe even before that. And I could see as early as Revolution, the return of the former AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter, returning, and at Wembley, Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the Women's World Champion, where I do think Jamie once again becomes champion because her
Ooh.
title reign was incredible. Jamie, and beyond my bias, I'm letting go my bias. I love Julia, but I do believe Jamie Hayter is as of right now the best women's wrestler in all of AEW. Um, of course, once Mercedes comes in, I'm gonna say I do think Mercedes is one of the best women's wrestlers like ever. But yeah, Jamie is definitely the top woman like in my eyes. Like before, like a while back when we started having women on AEW, like it was Britt Baker, and then she took Jamie Hayter under her tutelage. It's clear as day Jamie has surpassed Britt Baker in every sense, every way. So yeah, I do think at Wembley is where Jamie Hayter will get her
I got an
championship
idea.
back, and then that could lead on to potentially Jamie versus Mercedes, Jamie versus Chris Statlander,
Got
because
an idea.
I think after Statlander is done with this whole thing with Julia, with Sky, with Willow, that's when she starts moving towards that main event scene, and that she starts moving toward that world championship scene.
I got an idea.
Hold on, Leo.
It's
We're gonna
done.
get to you. We're gonna get to you in a second.
All right.
Willie, what do you have to say?
Yeah, this is probably one of the most unpredictable matches on the entire card because I could definitely see them immediately giving this title to Deonna Purrazzo, or they can continue this reign with Toni Storm. However, if I were to choose one, I would definitely have Toni Storm retain the Women's World Championship because I feel like it's way too early for Deonna to be the one to dethrone. And like Wolf said, I don't think Deonna is the one to dethrone Toni Storm. I think it is Mercedes Moné. Whenever that is, who knows? They could wait until All In to have the bitch become the champion. But yeah, no, definitely not Deonna. And if it is Deonna, it's definitely not tonight. They could definitely run it back, or definitely not on Sunday. They could run it back. They could do whatever they want. So, yeah, I'm going Toni Storm in this.
Okay, Leo.
I agree with everybody, but I will throw this out there, even though I kind of already said what I said earlier. I do think it's a possibility because it's been speculated for probably a while now. This woman could be potentially signing and on her way to AEW. And I
Phoenix.
feel like, no.
I swear to God, if
I
you say
feel-
with me.
If you say Dana Brooke, I swear to God.
No, there's another name that
I'm gonna no, definitely not her. Definitely not Dana. I'm sorry. But what I think is gonna happen, I can see a
That's Morgan.
situation where she gets where honestly, I
Aaliyah.
feel like Deonna Purrazzo gets cost at the match by a debuting Camille from
Ooh.
NWA. Because
Oh,
they've been already speculating that for a while that she could be on her way to All Elite Wrestling, a former NWA World Champion who held that title for over 800 days as the women's champion for that company, on her way to All Elite Wrestling. She's still very young. Throw in there with some of the, and she's very dominant and will come off as a powerhouse in that women's division, which I do think that they need. She could be indeed that woman, and I do think you can have Deonna Purrazzo versus Camille be like that non-title feud coming out of Revolution.
Damn. Well, it's a lot to take in, but I tell you more
Yeah.
that we have is 3 more matches because right now we are on our way to the guy himself, Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. The match that just continuously, when you think about it more, is cooking up an absolute beast. A these, and I definitely have a lot to say in here. Tim said so many debuts. Tim, we're debuting a whole different company at Revolution at this stage of the game. If Leo had a way, that's how we would do it. But Willie,
Tony Khan's gonna blow his checkbook if we get all
his
ours
checkbook
right.
is absolutely gone. Leo, anything to say, that is for sure. But let us talk about Master Chef Will Ospreay and Master Chef Binosuke Takeshita. Who do you have coming out? Where are you putting this on such a stacked card already? And who is getting the W?
I would definitely have this be like the probably fourth to Wolf muted himself. I thought that I was freezing. Okay. I would definitely have this as the fourth.
I put everybody on mute
fifth.
so that way you could speak, because I know.
Okay, because I
know
thought
Wolf's gonna try to jump in and
Sorry.
say something and be like, wait.
Sorry, I'm so used to my StreamYard fucking up. So when I heard silence, I was like, oh fuck, I'm so used to Wolf's computer.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see this being like the fourth to last match on the card. Like, because I definitely think like the world title, and then Sting's last match. But before all that, have Ospreay Takeshita. This is definitely getting a 5 stars from Dave by default. Will Ospreay's on the card, but I think like this one will be deserved. I would say Ospreay gets the win 100%. There is no reason why he wouldn't in his AEW full-time pay-per-view debut. I think this will be fire. I think you can make Will Ospreay a babyface in this whole run. Break him away from the Don Callis family. Have him be a babyface. Have him have a shit ton of great matches. No, Takeshita is not going over. No. There is no fucking way in
You're not gonna like what I'm gonna say then.
Please do not say that Takeshita is going over. The IWC would freak if Ospreay loses. And that's not just bias, that's fact. The IWC will lose their goddamn minds if Ospreay loses. They're already mad about Leo's girl Liv. They're gonna be mad about another guy in 2 weeks. So it's like, come on, man. Yeah, Ospreay's definitely going over, and I can definitely see a bright future for Will Ospreay in AEW. And I feel like this is a good first pay-per-view opponent for him to face in his full-time AEW run. Break away from the Don Callis family, and Ospreay can shine well beyond what he's capable of. So I got Ospreay here. Oh, Wolf, I guess that means it's your turn.
Oh, I guess I'm next. All right. So yes, I do have Ospreay winning. There's definitely no chance Ospreay is losing his debut match. As funny, as comedic as it would be if Takeshita somehow beat Ospreay, even if you have it dirty where Callis gets a screwdriver and everything, and all the Callis family turns on Ospreay. In fact, honestly, I kind of see Callis family trying or possibly actually turning on Ospreay tomorrow on Dynamite, on his debut Dynamite. I definitely, so for within the context of this match, I do think Ospreay will be turning babyface, and break away from the Don Callis family, as I definitely think you could start having Ospreay be kind of facing off against Callis, especially now that Callis has turned on him and trying to like screw with him. Like, you can like have him like basically remind everyone who he is. He's the current best wrestler in the world. And that's not like an exaggeration. It's not like oh, I'm just saying that like because I like Ospreay. No, he's proven that he's beaten Okada, he's beaten Jericho, he's beaten Omega, he's beaten all these people. Like he has proven time and time again. And by the way, he's younger than 30. He's not even 30 yet. Or I think he's like 30 exactly. Yeah, he's 30 exactly. So this guy is an amazing talent. Like Ospreay is that guy, and as interesting as it would be to see if Takeshita actually managed to beat Ospreay, even if it's dirty or controversial or whatever, it would be kind of great. The thing is, if we have Takeshita beat Ospreay, then you are basically forced to. You basically have to give Takeshita a title shot, like right then and there, like a world title shot right then and there. Because not only has he pinned Kenny Omega twice, he's also pinned or submitted Ospreay in this hypothetical scenario. Like if he beat Takeshita, even if he cheated to do it, beating Ospreay would be so huge that Takeshita would be essentially mandated to have a world title shot. Takeshita would be super elevated if ironic given Ospreay's theme song, but it would be crazy for Takeshita to win against Ospreay, but I do not see it. I don't think he would have Ospreay lose his debut match, even if there's cheating or controversy involved. So the most likely winner, the almost guaranteed winner, is Will Ospreay, and it'll probably also be in the later half of the card, closer to the main event. So yeah, I do have Ospreay winning. It's going to be a great match, amazing match. It will definitely elevate Takeshita regardless, but Ospreay definitely is getting this win. But I do think he turns babyface.
Leo, it is your turn, my guy. What are we thinking for this match?
This is gonna be a crazy match. I love me some Will Ospreay. In all honesty, I think this is gonna be a match I think a lot of people are gonna be talking about for months and years to come. I mean, Takeshita, he's proven himself, like having wins over the likes of Jericho and Omega. Like those are not any easy wins. Those literally establish this guy as a household name in AEW. Now you're throwing Will Ospreay in the mix. I think the whole story is, will the Don Callis family be on the side of Takeshita or literally Ospreay in this match? And I feel like Ospreay is going to probably be the babyface of this match. I feel like there's going to be situations throughout the match where the Don Callis family is showing they don't care about Ospreay. They care about Takeshita. They're going to try to help this guy win, but it won't be enough because why would you literally have this guy debut on his first pay-per-view losing? No. Like Willie said, the IWC will be irate. And Willie, I do not have anything to do with that Liv Morgan movement. I do not have anything. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it.
That I never said that you had anything to do. I just said she was your girl. I just said
it.
she was your girl. I never said you were a part of that movement. I just said the IWC was mad that your girl lost.
Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it.
I never said you were a part of that movement, but I do understand.
Okay. Leave me out of it. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with the toxicity, okay? But I do think this is going to be a great match. I do think Takeshita still got room to grow. They're both going to be the next generation, in my opinion. They are going to be future AEW World Champions in the next 5 years. Do not get me wrong. Don't be surprised if within the next 5 years, Ospreay or Takeshita has held or is AEW World Champion. But I think it makes all the sense in the world to have Ospreay walk out with the win.
Is everybody ready for mine?
Yep.
Takeshita wins.
Bullshit.
No, 100%. The reason why I say Takeshita wins is because you want to keep Ospreay looking as best as you can, and him coming in, giving Takeshita to win actually makes him look better than him just picking up the easy win that we all know he's going to get. If he were to lose as we continue to build to All In, all of the other wins that he will obtain leading into Double or Nothing and leading into his home country for All In, having that title match against hopefully Swerve Strickland to have Ospreay Strickland AEW Championship at All In. Hold on, I'll get to you in a second.
It's just not related, so I'll let you finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then if it's not related, we'll talk about it after the show. What do we call it?
Okay.
Charlie what?
Charlie Dempsey's the new Heritage Cup champion. NXT news.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Takeshita winning here has to be at all costs. Takeshita needs a bigger push than what he's been getting. He's beaten Jericho, he's beaten Omega twice, and there's been nothing that has come from that moment. Since that moment, we've barely seen him on screen. If Takeshita gets the win here, there's a bigger story for him as a leader of the Don Callis family and potential TNT or international champion down the road. Instead of him just being thrown into the wolves of the AEW championship scene where Ospreay belongs, it still gives the Don Callis family a whole as a possible faction to not mess with. So I think to have Takeshita win and Ospreay lose is a better look than Ospreay winning and Takeshita losing. Because if Takeshita loses, guarantee that'll be the last time we see Takeshita till probably Double or Nothing, which is a long time, and it doesn't need to be that way. Ospreay doesn't need to be the leader of the Don Callis family when you already have Kyle O'Reilly being ROH television champion, Kyle Fletcher being television champion. You have Powerhouse Hobbs as their enforcer. You have Ospreay being a leader. You have Konosuke being an executioner. And if you stay with that stable as that, a win and loss is really just a win for the family. Anybody? I'm waiting for an answer.
I don't know. I don't see it happening, but
Don't
I think
see
it'd be
it.
a good swerve. I think it'd be a good
That would
swerve
be
if they really
crazy.
wanted to. Yeah.
It just sets up the bigger picture of Ospreay Swerve at All In. It gives us Ospreay and whatever person you want to put together. We could even have Ospreay and Takeshita run it back at All In. We could even have Ospreay versus Danielson at All In. With that being said, we could have a lot of things for Ospreay down the road. It doesn't need to be he has to win this match in order to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to answer Tim's comment. Why are people saying he's debuting? Hasn't he wrestled matches on Dynamite and AEW pay-per-views? Yes, this is his full-time pay-per-view debut. All the rest, he was just a guy.
He
Now
was
fully-
still part of New Japan, but they just brought him in for special matches,
Yeah.
including Forbidden Door matches. So he was
like
just
making
more of a
guest-
special attraction.
He was making guest appearances and making the New
Yeah.
Japan fans
But
and Dave Meltzer cream
he
themselves.
is now
he's in
officially
AEW.
part of the All Elite Wrestling roster.
Yeah. So this is technically his full-time AEW pay-per-view debut.
Leo, did you hear what I said?
I agree. I kind of you threw some great points out there. I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, it would be a swerve. I mean, there's still more that he could do if he did lose here. I feel like we could still see some great matches with him regardless. It still helps the progression of the catch in the long run. kind of going up the card a little bit, beating yet another household name, beating another great talent, and someone like Ospreay. The only thing it kind of would suck to see him kind of just has full blown debut as far as like being officially part of the AEW roster, kind of losing. That would be my only downside. But outside of everything else, I would not be mad at him losing. Like you said, you can still have that Bryan Danielson match. You can have him and Kenny Omega have another banger match.
Right.
You can have him maybe face Adam Copeland. You can have him face Moxley. There's still matches that
Plenty
he
of
can still
talent
do.
for him to wrestle with and have
Yeah.
matches with. Exactly. All right. So it's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time
Last two.
for the triple threat match for the AEW Championship. Samoa Joe, the mustache and man, Hangman Adam Page, and Swerve When I Drive, Mr. Swerve Strickland. Leo, we'll start with you, buddy. What are we thinking is happening here? Is Hangman Adam Page taking the pin to have Samoa Joe retain, or Swerve getting the biggest win of his life so quickly on Revolution?
I might be playing odd man out here. I might be playing the lone wolf here. And if it is, I'm all fine for it. Because what I do best is swerve when I drive.
Damn.
I am going for Swerve Strickland to win it here on Revolution. That I feel like this would be a great moment for him. Send the crowd on happy. One of the biggest ways you can end the show, possibly. And I don't think people will be mad at it, because I think when you look at Swerve right now, even nothing's changed about him. Nothing's changed. He didn't turn face. The crowd just loves Swerve Strickland. And I really feel like would it be kind of suck to kind of keep the title on Samoa Joe? It would, but it would be understandable. But the thing you kind of understand is, when a lot of these positions, you kind of got to call an audible on some of these type of matches, and sometimes actually, go with what's hot, what's really happening in AEW. And if you want to be honest, giving Swerve that win would be I would say necessary, because AEW, they have to strike when the iron is hot. That's one thing that I feel like they have done. They have done okay, but I don't think they've done it to the level that I want them to. And I think if they were to send a message that we listen to the fans and that we strike when the iron is hot, put the title on Swerve Strickland. Let him hold that belt from now all the way to All In. And right then and there, you can have Ospreay come in and have that match between Ospreay, Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship. In my personal opinion, I feel like Samoa Joe losing would not do much to his character. He still is going to be over. People are still going to love Joe in this match. And what better way to have that be the definitive match and the definitive ending by not only Swerve winning, but pinning Adam Hangman Page to solidify that he is that guy and he is the new AEW World Champion.
Okay. Well, I will not be having that that much wishful thinking. Sorry, Leo. I do think it would be a little too early to have Samoa Joe lose the World Championship. As much as I would love for Swerve to be, I would love to see Swerve with the World Championship. I don't think he gets it yet. And even if he does, I don't know. I could, even if he gets the world championship, I don't think he would face someone like an Okada or Osprey like right away. If anything, like All In, I could like that. The main event could very well be Swerve and Hangman again, for the world championship. But I really don't know. Uh, I don't think now. I mean, you could try having uh Swerve win the title around All In or All Out, something like that. I definitely could see it, but I don't see him winning at Revolution. So, unfortunately, I do have Samoa Joe retaining, and I do have Hangman eating the pin, and I think they seem to be teasing it. And I do think we're gonna see a double turn where Hangman will be a heel and Swerve will be a face. But I don't know. I mean, maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Jacob says, hi there. How are you guys? I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, of course, check out everybody here on this stream. We make wrestling content each and every week, my guy, and all of our different platforms. And we are great at what we do. So definitely you are in the right place for your wrestling needs. But, Willie, is it Hangman that's eating
No,
the
definitely
pin?
not.
Is it Hangman's mustache eating the pin? Is it the mustache that's going to come out on top to make it a fatal four-way and become new AEW champion? Or is it time to swerve when you drive?
Yeah, no, definitely Hangman's eating the pin. Like,
Thank you, Jacob.
definitely Hangman's not winning this. And I do agree that it is way too early for Samoa Joe to lose the AEW World Championship. I feel like he needs to get a couple more defenses under his belt, whether they be on TV or whether they be on pay-per-view. So I think Samoa Joe pins Hangman, and we continue the feud with just Swerve and Samoa Joe. And maybe that could be when Swerve dethrones Joe, because Swerve can be like, I didn't get pinned, buddy. I still earned that opportunity, and you're going to give it to me. And yeah, maybe that could be where Swerve dethrones Samoa Joe. Or you just do Joe Wardlow at some point. Like Wardlow can be the one to dethrone Joe. I don't see Swerve winning it just yet, and it's unfortunate because my heart really tells me that Swerve is winning this, but my mind is telling me Samoa Joe is retaining the AEW World Championship here at Revolution.
I like it. I tell you now, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be one of those matches,
Man,
that we're going to have to wait and see for, because I tell you now, it is a match that if Hangman wins, what is the outcome for Swerve down the road? If Swerve wins, was it too easy of a call and too early for him to be champ? And of course, if Samoa Joe wins, well, then all the other options are thrown out the door. And it's just him retaining and leading his way to Double or Nothing. But it's come to that portion of the show, the match that we don't want to talk about, the match that unfortunately we all have to book, the match that we all have to grade. It is the Icon Sting and Darby Allin versus those young fucks, the Young Bucks, in a tag team tornado title match for the titles themselves. Wolf and I and Willie and Leo and everyone else here on the podcast have been upset about the way this match has come about, but it is time to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf, I know you got a lot on your chest. Talk to me, Chief.
It's no secret how much I do not like the Young Bucks anymore. They, in my eyes, they have fallen off. They have just completely just like back in like 2020, 2021, I knew they were good. I knew they were among the best in tag team wrestling. Ever since like last year, they've been kind of starting to like go downhill. Not just as people, but as wrestlers. And now with this new gimmick, it is trash. It is the I have said this before. I have not watched them pre AEW, and I am confident this is the worst part of their entire wrestling careers. Like this is the worst thing they've ever done in their wrestling careers, and I don't even need to watch the pre AEW. I really do not like everything they do, really, because the wrestling is not good. It's like average at best. It's not a veteran tag team of what, like a decade or so, probably more. Their promos, oh my god, ever since they've gotten the EVP gimmick, their promos are newbie promos. They're trash. They apparently don't know how to talk anymore. I don't know what happened there. This is oh my god. There's clearly a difference though. I am noticing that it seems like Matt might be just slightly better than Nick with this gimmick. But this gimmick's not clicking. This gimmick sucks. And I get the idea. I get what they're doing. They're trying to lean into what people think of them. They're bad at it. They're just bad at it. And unfortunately, it's also translating in the wrestling. And like I said before, every single real tag team in AEW, and I'd add almost all of them in ROH too, are now better than the Young Bucks. That is actually, and that's not a good thing. That's actually a disgrace for them. Because like literally, like the only tag teams I can probably think of that are like better than the Young Bucks are people like what's it called? Shane Taylor Promotions. Like the
Workhorsemen.
The Workhorsemen, yeah, the Jobbers basically. Those are the only tag teams worse than the Young Bucks. Ricky and Big Bill are a makeshift tag team, so I don't include them. There's definitely not really much of a cohesion. Maybe Dark Order as of right now, just because Dark Order has been messy. Yeah, like
non-existent.
Yeah, the non-existent. They have the talent for being arguably better than the Young Bucks, but right now they're not showing it. They're not better than the Young Bucks. But Lethal and Jarrett, I guess, are not better than the Young Bucks, I guess, but that's not an accomplishment. Like, I'm more excited watching Naturally Limitless, Dustin and Keith Lee. Like, I'm more excited watching them than the Young Bucks. I'm more excited watching Private Party over the Young Bucks.
Private Party?
Yeah, I'm saying Private Party is a better tag team than the Young Bucks as of right now. The Kingdom, the ROH Tag Team Champions. What's it called? I can't even the Righteous, like literally I would be so much more excited if we got Darby Allin and Sting versus the Righteous as Sting's retirement match for the tag titles. Would have been so much better, especially since they were kind of doing something with the Righteous attacking Darby, and it would fit. It would make sense because there's history. So yeah, I'm just disappointed, honestly. I don't like Jacob. I don't like the Young Bucks because, as I said, they're not good to me anymore. They've fallen off in both wrestling and promos, especially promos with this horrid evil EVP gimmick. It sucks. It's not working, and it makes them look like a joke. Like I would also be like more excited watching like Santana and Ortiz versus Darby and Sting for the tag titles for this, like any real tag team in AEW that you can think of. I will probably be most likely more excited to watch them.
Damn. So you got Sting and Darby winning.
That's it.
Or
Nope.
he's gone. Okay. So we're gonna go to Leo now.
I might be playing devil's advocate here. I might be going with something that not people will expect. I see Darby and Sting retaining the tag team championships. I do not want to see the Swashbuckaroos win the tag titles on Revolution. Every time they have came out since they become this EVP gimmick, I try my best not to walk away. I am sorry. They are not it. They are not it. Every time they come out with those white suits covered in blood, it disgusts me to the fullest. I'm sorry.
That's
Me
diseases
personally-
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't do they realize we do not have we have diseases going on in the world, and you come out here with blood on your shirt? Come on now. Be professional.
All right.
Not just blood. It's not like freshly stained blood. It's the same blood from like a month ago, to the point
Yeah,
that
that's
it's like
fucked.
brown now.
That's kind of messed up. That's
it's
pretty
not
disgusting.
blood anymore. That's dirt.
But why I think they're gonna win?
Sting and Darby.
How I think they're retained. The people that they have pissed off, some of the people that they have pissed off as of recently, I say Top Flight comes down to the ring, and some other tag teams
Ooh.
that they have screwed over and pissed off in the past come back to get them when they are right when they think they're at the finish line about to win those titles, and to get it yanked from underneath them, to have it shoved in the face. You thought you were close, but this is what happens when you piss off the AEW tag team division and think because you're the EVPs you can walk over everybody else. Nah, you lose when it's all said and done. Darby and Sting retain, and I feel like we're going forward. Maybe we have Darby find a new partner to come in the place of Sting, or we have the relinquishing of the tag titles and crown a tournament going into Double or Nothing.
Wolf, I know you got disconnected.
I
Who do you got?
accidentally closed my tab. So as much as I would love it, as much as I would love to keep Darby and Sting as tag team champions, remain undefeated, Sting retires as a champion. I know better. I know it's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, I will have to suffer. We will all have to suffer another tag title reign. I believe the third tag title reign.
It's the third.
Yeah, the third tag team championship reign of Matt and Nicholas Jackson.
Matthew and Nicholas.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
Wow.
I hate it. I will want them to drop it like as soon as possible, even though I know it's not gonna happen. I'm not excited for it. That's my only caveat with this pay-per-view, with this, but it is apparently what allegedly what Sting wants, and therefore I am tolerating it. Unfortunately, I do say the Young Bucks win and become the new champions. As for it, would I feel like Darby probably would then go on to singles titles after Sting retires, and if not, then if he stays in the tag team division, the only person I could possibly see him partner with is
AR Fox.
AR Fox, yeah. I feel like AR Fox would be the only suitable partner for Darby Allin, but I do think Darby will move on to singles gold. So yeah,
All right.
maybe
Willie?
challenge Roddy after Roddy wins.
Yeah.
Oh
maybe.
man. Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate that Sting has to retire, but man is well in his 60s, so I completely understand him retiring. Yeah, it's very unpredictable because, like I said, in another stream, it could really go either way. Because the Young Bucks could beg their friend Tony Khan to book them to have a third AEW Tag Team title reign, or they can go the route where Sting retires still as a champion, still undefeated in AEW, rides off into the sunset, and then the very next Dynamite, they announce a tournament to crown brand new AEW World Tag Team Champions. Yeah, I do agree with Wolf. I really don't like the Young Bucks. I never have, never will. I don't see them becoming 3-time tag team champions. I genuinely believe that they're going to have Sting retire undefeated, and they're going to have a nice feel-good moment. Flair is going to be there. The 42-year-old sons are going to be there, and they're all going to be, hugging. And I think that's the way to go. I think have Sting have this undefeated run in AEW and have him go off on his own terms and crown a tournament, crown new tag team champions. Don't let the Young Bucks in that goddamn tournament at all. Give a team that doesn't have a lot of opportunities hold those belts.
Big Bill and Ricky Starks.
Top
I
Flight.
said never had that opportunity.
What about Willie? What about?
Oh,
Top
right. Big Bill and Ricky Starks.
No.
Dylan, shut up.
One of the greatest
Quit
AEW tag teams of all time.
Get out.
Okay, you can
Get out of here.
Willie, what about Top Flight?
Top Flight, yeah, I was gonna say not
I
have that
would
opportunity.
Top
think
Flight would be
Top
great.
Flight,
Private Party.
Lucha
LFI,
The Hardys.
Hardys, Lucha
Hardys,
Bros,
absolutely
LFI,
Hardys.
Blackpool.
Oh, Blackpool.
Blackpool, yeah, Blackpool, good.
Claudio and Yuta.
Yeah.
Claudio
Claudio and
Kingdom.
Moxley.
Moxley, yeah.
Oh, if you want Moxley with another title, but Yuta needs a title, man. That's why I would do Claudio.
He got
Yuta.
Ring of Honor. He's got the Ring of Honor pure
Yeah,
title.
he's your ROH pure.
Oh well, yeah. Then
Yeah.
Claudio Mox. Those would
And
be
also
my.
Yuta's injured right now, so.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Well, there you go. So my picks to win this match to, not make us be here for 2 hours.
Yeah, we already are.
Yeah, I know. Oh, did you look at that? My picks are and still Sting and Darby Allin, and then
Okay.
they relinquish.
And that's too sweet.
And
Hell yeah.
that should be too sweet. But that whole episode was too sweet because we have just concluded, of course, AEW's Who Booked That Shit show right now, right here. I hope everybody enjoyed this little podcast, this little episode that we do for all the big pay-per-views of AEW and WWE. If you want, we can also do this for TNA as well. So if you want something like this for TNA, let us know. Let us know in the comments section here. But really, let us know in the comments section when you rewatch this episode, or if you're watching for the first time. Please put it in the comments. Let's do a TNA Who Booked It episode. Myself and Leo, we know we're going to be watching the TNA shows. Wolf as well. Maybe even Asa and Kay. So why not? Let us get another big pay-per-view in the booking
So,
catalog, so that way we can have so much fun right here. But we are ending the show here, everybody. We're ending it. We're ending it. We're ending it. Wolf, don't say nothing.
all right,
Don't say nothing.
I'll
Don't
tell
say
you
nothing.
after.
Ring of
So,
Honor.
chat, you
Yeah.
don't get to know the new match that
Yeah.
appeared.
No, we're done. We're gonna finish the show so that way
There's an
everyone can go to
asylum
bed.
match coming up.
There's a what?
There's an asylum match coming up on NXT in a couple of weeks. Dijak versus
Next
Joe
week.
Gacy. Next week,
Next
Dijak, Joe
week,
Gacy
Roadblock,
in an
Dijak,
asylum
and
match.
Roadblock.
Yeah.
God.
Because
All right.
remember,
But no, there's a
Dean
new match
Ambrose, Chris
for
Jericho.
Dynamite tomorrow.
Well, the more important story besides that is, of course, tomorrow we are doing AEW Dynamite Watch Along right here on the channel, which is the last Dynamite, unfortunately, for Sting as we hit the road for Revolution and have Sting's final match. But before we
Where's
end
Sting?
and go into Dynamite, into Revolution's pay-per-view, the next night we are doing AEW Revolution predictions right here on the podcast. So make sure you are tuned in and are there live with us and put your predictions of what you want for all of the matches, because I guarantee you there's going to be some more matches added between tomorrow and Saturday for AEW Revolution predictions. But like I have said countless times, like I have said more times than anything, I will not be here. So that means there will be no Revolution watch along on Last Week in Wrestling podcast, because I will be at the show, which is very exciting. Myself, Ace, and Kay will be live at the show. We're going to be in the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Last Week in Wrestling Discord community, please do so now. We are going to be putting videos and photos and so much more fun stuff. What Dylan's eating, if people give a shit. All in the Discord there for free. Just all you have to do is hit that link in the description. And if you're new to Discord, sign up. It is free and hang out with us over there. There's already a whole bunch of great people over there. So I don't know why you're not there already. But Leo, what do you got for the good people before we head out of here?
My predictions for AEW Revolution will be coming out this week. I got some more content on the way for you guys and stuff like that as we kind of prepare, not only for Revolution but for the road to WrestleMania. I am in the process of trying to plan some fantasy booking videos going into that, which I'm gonna try to get a lot of people on. So don't be surprised if you see Willie, Wolf, Dylan on there as we talk about some of the different matches and where could these different matches and how we would like to see these different feuds play out going into WrestleMania and beyond WrestleMania. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. I'll have a vlog coming out very, very soon because I will be going to Monday Night Raw in a couple of weeks. I will be vlogging that entire day because I will be attending a meet and greet early that morning as well. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Awesome. Willie, the Canadian legend now, the famous man on the telly. My guy, what do you got cooking for them over there?
All right, so if you're in Ontario, Canada, you would have seen this bitch ass face all over your TV screen anyway. In terms of YouTube, myself and the lovely Wolf Ferris have already done our Elimination Chamber review and AEW Revolution predictions. That was filmed a couple of days ago. An hour or two ago, I dropped my thoughts on Sean Spears returning to NXT. So you can go and check that out. It's a 2-minute long video, basically being like, yes, but you can still check that out. I also did a title trivia with Tino from Tino's Time that Dylan introduced us to. I had him name every Raw Women's Champion in reverse chronological order, and he did a very good job. And yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a 2K video. I'm going to be putting 30 WrestleMania main eventers in a Royal Rumble match in WWE 2K23. So be in the lookout for that. And yeah, a lot of big things coming your way, and I cannot wait.
I
I
can't
forgot
wait
one more
for
thing,
that.
Dylan, before you get to
Sure,
Wolf.
sure.
So also be on the lookout because 2K24 drops next Tuesday.
Yes.
I will be dropping some 2K24 content. I'm planning on doing a day one live stream where we'll pretty much be going through a little bit of everything. GM mode. We'll probably go through like universe mode. Just us having fun. And
Wolf
my
and I are
rise will
doing
be.
ours in
I do
2K24.
Hey,
have
I need to get on
a little
y'all's
bit of
universe. I'm gonna create my character and I'm gonna send it to you
small
guys so you guys can
info.
download to put in your universe. But I will be doing my rise a lot. That's gonna be the first mode that I will be uploading content for. GM mode be expecting. Universe mode be expecting. I'll probably do some Royal Rumbles, some Gauntlet matches because I did see we have the ability to do a 30-man Gauntlet match. They
And
are
Man,
there's
giving
even a
us that
trophy for
option
winning
to
one.
have a Gauntlet match of 30 men. I'm considering that.
And if
Hopefully, it's
you
not too
win
long,
that
but
gauntlet match, you get a trophy for it on
exactly.
as
like
whatever.
Xbox or PlayStation, you get
I get
anything.
a
Probably
5 over
PC
here.
too. Uh, I did want to talk about a little bit of the 2K stuff. I decided I am hoping I don't regret this later. But I took the risk. I did pre-order 2K24.
Yay!
The
You joined the
deluxe. I
club.
got the deluxe edition. I saved a bit of money. I also had $15 on my PlayStation wallet, so from before. So I did save a little bit of money. Uh, so I am happy with that. I'm just hoping the online will not be trash
best
because
believe it
It'll
will
be
be.
fine. It'll be trash. Well,
but I decided to take that risk. I decided to let that slide. I think
well,
it'll be worth it in the end.
I tell you this now. With all of that being said, we are going to be doing a WWE 2K24 game review over here on the channel. It will be a podcast episode. We're gonna wait till everybody has it for a week or two and actually
Yes,
give
please.
our full thoughts, play some of the good game modes and everything else in between. Have, of course, our crazy moments and stuff. But I tell you now, the other big thing, since we are on the 2K topic, we are Last Week of Wrestling podcast. This is right. We are creating a 2K24 gaming league, and it's going to be myself, Leo, Wolf, Asa, and Big B himself, Byron, all in charge of 5 different promotions on weekly schedules. We are going to be doing it on pay-per-views as well, and so much more. We're going to have other podcasts like Willie and others join in and be able to book matches and so much more as well.
Yeah, you got the Premier Universe Mode Booker on here, and I'm a guest.
We made the decision without you. I feel bad. I'm
Hey,
sorry,
I
but
love
listen,
booking.
I will let you book some of my main roster.
He could be
I'll
my
even
assistant
let you
manager.
get 2 draft picks as well for my league, not for
Yeah, so
not for
if
anyone else's.
if anyone needs my services, you know,
Yes,
you,
listen,
Willie.
we
You're
might
my assistant.
we might be
Willie,
needing you for sure. We're gonna need, of course, Noah and a whole bunch of others, and of course you great people. Please join the Discord. I'm serious.
Oh yeah, I need to
Join-
do a poll for my universe. Hold on.
Yes, do that as well. But join the Discord. You're going to be a part of that community where we're going to be uploading a whole bunch of awesomeness, and of course, all of the posts about that 2K24 gaming log. I can't wait. The league is going to be wild. It's going to be customized. We're gonna have we're gonna have a full blown draft. It's gonna probably last 2 days in total, and so much more. Custom belts, custom logos, all of this crazy shit. So make sure you tune in. It is going to premiere, if everything works right. This league will premiere. I have a date. The Raw after WrestleMania 40. That is right.
Damn.
The
Let's
big
go.
announcement that I've been keeping secret for everybody is that WrestleMania 40, that Monday Night Raw. Before Monday Night Raw, we are going to go live and we are going to do the first draft of WWE
Draft, let's go.
2K24. It'll be live on all of our channels. Myself, Wolf, Asa, Kay, Byron, of course, everybody else is more than welcome to join us in the chat. And of course, that means that I will say this as well. You fans, the more that you are in this community over on Discord, it gives you the opportunity. This is going to be the first time it's ever done. First time ever, you all get to pick the stipulation matches for pay-per-views throughout the entire year on all of our leagues. That's right. That means if you see MJF versus Braun Strowman and someone's for a title, it could be a casket match. If you want, there will be polls. There will be gauntlet matches. There will be battle royales and so much more. But the only way for that to happen is if you join the Discord. I'm sorry. There is one requirement, and I hope that requirement is met. Willie, what is it, buddy?
Okay, so since we're on the 2K topic, and I swear this will be the last time that I talk, myself and Wolf, of course, we also have our own universe mode. I also dropped a poll on my Twitter because at day one in our day one universe mode pay-per-view, I booked Jon Moxley versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. On my Twitter, you could go to that poll, at WillYMYT on Twitter, and you can decide between an Iron Man match or tribal combat. Those will be the two stipulations that you guys can choose from. And you can go check it out. Also, I shared this with Wolf as well personally, but day one will be our first transition in our universe mode from WWE 2K23 to WWE 2K24. So be on the lookout.
Damn. Well, it gives you guys another opportunity. Go ahead. Head over to youtube.com/WillieDoesWrestling. Head over to youtube.com/KickingItWithLeo/Wolf Harris over on youtube.com/Wolf Harris. Of course, y'all are here hanging out with me, so you already know the channel it is, but I'll say it anyway just because. youtube.com/WrestlingPod. And make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss all of this great content that's coming out. And I tell you now, there is actual more stuff on the horizon. 2024 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years of Last Week in Wrestling podcast for sure.
I wanted to share that I did find online. That I think I did also.
All right, nope, show's over. No, I'm just kidding.
And I did also share it in our group chat. What a very interesting minor detail. One of the motions that you can set for your entrance is named Samoan Werewolf, and that is known to be none other than Jacob Fatu.
Damn. We're going to do a lot of Jacob Fatu calls.
And also, I have just found this. A confirmed trio motion is none other than the Wyatt family. Will be a confirmed trio entrance motion.
And the Undisputed Era has an official entrance motion. I tried looking for it on WWE 2K23 today. It's not there, and I'm mad about it. But in 2K24, we get it, and I'm happy.
Oh, I didn't see it, but maybe it's
everybody. Subscribe to everybody. I know I haven't said this in a while, but the ultimate goal is 10K by the end of this year. What I'm gonna be doing, if I'm gonna do this. You guys give me the 10K and I will do a giveaway. I won't say what it is. I'm going to keep it a surprise. But if you guys give me the 10K, one of you fans...
You give me that in IC title right there. I'm joking.
What I'll do, one of you lucky fans will have the opportunity to win a title from WWE Shop. Dang. You guys will... you guys will have the opportunity to win a title off the WWE shop. So if you guys can get me to 10K by the end of this year, one of you fans will have the opportunity to win a championship to add to your collection if you have one already, or to start your own championship collection, and I will be the guy to give it to you.
Well,
Sweet.
I'll tell you this. Besides Leo getting to 10K, get your boy to 10K too. Get Willie to 10K. Get Wolf
Please.
to 10K. So that way we all can maybe start doing some giveaways as well. And of course, give you guys more exciting and fun content. And I tell you this now, and I tell you this with honesty and pride. There is a lot of big things happening here on Last Week in Wrestling podcast, on Willie Does Wrestling, on Kicking It with Leo, on Wolf's Show. You need to subscribe and turn on post notifications right now. Of course, all the amazing people that we have on here, No Bones, The Flex Zone, of course, Wrestling with Bros, Over the Top Talk, and so much more. Snug Wrestling, of course, as well. Beyond the Turnbuckle, so many more. Okay, I'm telling you now, we've had so many great guests. Make sure you give them some love, but also make sure you give us some love as well in return. It's going to be great. It's going to be a wild weekend, and we'll see everybody tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. Good night.
Start to feel like I'm dreaming, man, should have seen that look on my face. But I'm so low-key, I'm an anonymous plea that I left no trace. But when I step 1 foot in the room, I'ma set this place. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take